Oh, good evening to you all. Welcome to Saudi Arabia. The Big Fight Life returns on a regular basis after a gap of about 12 months. And what a fight to come back with. Chris Eubank against Nigel Benn 3. Can Nigel Benn, at the third time of asking, beat Chris Eubank? Remember, 1990, Eubank won in the 9th round. It was a draw in 93. Can in 2024, Nigel Benn finally beat Chris Eubank? He's turning to 8-on favourite with Eubank at 6-1, and the draw for it to be a repeat of 93 is a massive 50-1 chance. Let's take a look quickly at the rules before we hand over to Johnny Gutteridge. 12 3-minute rounds, 3 knockdown rule in effect. The referee can stop the fight at any one time, and the referee doesn't score after the 12 rounds, and the bell saves any boxer in the last round only. Just a quick mention about the knockdown rule. If the same boxer goes down 3 times in the knockdown, he is stopped. Right, let's get over to Saudi Arabia and join our commentator for this, for Eubank, Nigel Benn 3. A very good evening to Johnny Gutteridge. Thank you, JB. Pull up a ringside seat with us here on JB Sports, because we've got a cracker for you here today, or tonight rather. Nigel Benn, the Dark Destroyer, takes on simply the best Chris Eubank, who's just made his entrance. There's Nigel Benn, terrific fighter. And let's hear from Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Of boxing. In the red corner, from the United Kingdom, wearing the yellow trunks, trimmed with yellow, Steel Jaw.
That's simply the best Chris Eubank.
Fighting out of the blue corner, from London, England, here is a middleweight and super middleweight champion of the world, known as the Dark Destroyer, introducing Nigel Benn.
Well, it is the force against the maneuverable object, as Chris Eubank would say. Now the boxers will get their final instructions from referee Richard Steele, who refereed their first fight all the way back in 1990. So 12 3-minute rounds, and away we go then. Eubank in the yellow trunks, Benn in the dark trunks. So Benn, Eubank 3. Now on, and we know what's going to happen. And we know Nigel Benn likes a good tear up, and look at him already in the opening round. Will this last the distance? We're supposed to go 12 rounds, but Benn here has started off like an express train. Now we know Eubank is a very conservative boxer, but Benn has got a couple of good facial shots with him there, good couple of left and right hooks, a good chest shot there, and now he's drawing Eubank into a fight here. I think we can sort of guarantee this right from the word go here. That is for sure. Midway through the first. And now Eubank coming back with a couple of nice shots himself. Well, a good couple of jabs there from Chris Eubank. Won the first battle in Birmingham back in 1990. They drew the second battle at Old Trafford, Manchester in 1993. What will happen here in Saudi in the third rematch? Rolled right up from Benn. Eubank took the shot very, very well. Coming up to the closing stages of the first round then. And I would just think that Nigel Benn just edged it there on the points there, and Benn has got him. Benn has got Eubank, and could this be an early knockdown here? Eubank trying to stay on his feet, and Benn trying to finish him off with the body shots, and Eubank has gone! Eubank has gone! And I think the bell we can't say in the last round, he will get the standing 10 count. And he's just about got back to the corner in time. Oh my word. Plenty there for Eubank's corner to ponder there. There isn't a doubt about that. But a good round that for Nigel Benn. I thought he was shading the round before the knockdown right at the end of the first. So both boxers getting instructions from their respective cornermen. Of course, only water and Vaseline allowed in corners these days, which is protocol these days, obviously. I think Nigel Benn's support will be happy more than if Chris Eubank. I don't know if he's got much support out here in Saudi Arabia. Chris Eubank certainly connected well with the public out here. So to Nigel Benn. Round 2. Benn definitely won that last round for me, especially with the knockdown, which sort of made my feelings very absolutely clear. And there goes Benn again, tearing up again like he did in the first. Eubanks is going to have to just be on his mettle here because he's been knocked down and he can't afford to make any more mistakes. Good left hook there from Benn to the side of Eubank's face. He really does look a very imposing figure. Benn wants to settle the score and become the WBC and WBO super middleweight championship. Of course, you've got the likes of Sugar Ray Leonard and all that lot as well, clamoring for the services, and then you throw in the mix of Marvin Hagler and Roberto Duran and all that. So the super middleweight division looks in particularly rude health. And we'll be covering all the big fights. Don't forget, we've got a big one coming. We've got 2 big heavyweight flare-ups to next weekend in Las Vegas, where we'll be seeing Tyson Fury against Riddick Bowe, and then after that we've got Mike Tyson against Frank Bruno 3. Those are 2 anticipated heavyweight world championship bouts, so you can see both of them live on JB Sports from the same venue and the same program next week. It's been a much more cagier second round as we come up to the closing stages of the second. Oh, good shot there from Eubank. Just got himself into it a little bit more. Benn had to just block a little bit as the bell sounds. Welcome back to Saudi Arabia as we go into round 3 of this eagerly anticipated rematch between Nigel Benn and Chris Eubank. The third time they've ever met. Eubank won the first one way back in 1990. Nigel Benn, and then they drew at Old Trafford 3 years later. This is really to settle any scores that Nigel Benn may have. They've agreed a big purse for this one. That's why they've flown out to Saudi Arabia for this fight. Remember, you're seeing this for absolutely nothing here on JB Sports, live and free. Benn again, like the first 2 rounds, trying to tear into his opponent at the first conceivable opportunity. Eubank starting to fight back a little bit more as the second round went on. Didn't appear to be in any danger at all from the Benn bombs. Nigel Benn is a very slippery but very charismatic fighter, as we all know. It's been a much quieter round than the first 2 that had gone before it. Oh, now then! Benn has got Eubank in trouble again, and Eubank is going to have to rely on his instinct now to try and stay in it and prevent being knocked down a second time around. He's just about survived there, Eubank. And Eubank in trouble once again. Benn going in for the kill. He wants to finish Eubank. He wants to stop him. Eubank having to put his guard up. Can Eubank hold on again? Yes, just about again. And now Eubank trying to fight back. But Benn going in there. It's always a bit of a tear up here as they go deep into round 3. And I think the bell has just sounded in all of that. Oh, that will save Eubank. The bell has saved him not once but twice at the end of the first round and the third. Wow. Well, Barry L must be absolutely seething with Chris Eubanks here, because I think he may have took Nigel Benn a little bit for granted here, and Benn has really wanted it more than Eubank at the moment. And simply the best. He's definitely not simply the best. Nigel Benn is probably, for me, 2 rounds ahead on points. Remember, the referee does not score if it goes to full 12. So, here we go again. Ronnie Davis, the trainer of Chris Eubank, knows he's got a job on here. Jimmy Tiswell said, more of the same from you, Nigel Benn. Round 4. Remember, 12 rounds, 3 minutes. We're into the 4th of these 12 rounds. Oh, Benn trying the right hook and missing wildly there. It was a wild attempt at a punch. I say wild, I definitely mean it. I've got a funny feeling that Nigel Benn does not want this going 12 rounds. He wants to finish Eubank here and now. But as we've seen over the years, Chris Eubank is a very, very slippery kind of fighter. That's why he kept an unbeaten record for so long. He's such a competitor, is Chris Eubanks. I don't think there's any question about that. He's got very good reach as well, Chris Eubanks. He's a very, very good fighter. But Benn, at the moment, is outscoring him in every department. If this goes to full 12, remember, then I can't see Chris Eubank winning this. He may have to be drawn into the fight and go for a knockout himself. But it's Nigel Benn on top as we come up to the end of the 4th. Good counter punches from both of them. Good shot there to Eubank's nose as we come up to the end of the 4th round. Been a great fight so far. No question about it. What more can these guys give? It's been a running battle between these two, let me tell you.
Anthony? Oh, congratulations on your exam results.
Grandma, I failed.
You failed? What do you mean you failed?
I mean I failed. Maths, English, physics, geography, German, woodwork, art. I failed.
You didn't pass anything?
Pottery.
Pottery? Very useful. Anthony, people will always need plates. Anything else?
And sociology.
Anology? He gets an ology and he says he's failed. You get an ology, you're a scientist.
Whether it's well done or hard luck, a phone call says a lot.
The most brilliant boys, the teachers who are wrong, you know, they can't mark. A lot of them can't see.
British Telecom. It's you we answer to.
Welcome back to Saudi Arabia as we go into round 5 rather, of this rematch between Chris Eubank and Nigel Benn. Remember, it's the 3rd fight between these two, and Nigel Benn straight away going for the guns. Eubank hitting back very hard again. Remember, this is over 12 rounds. Round 5 this is. We'll really see what will happen here. Eubank, remember, in the yellow trunks. Nigel Benn, the Dark Destroyer, in the darker shorts. And Benn really wanting to win this fight as much as he wants as possible here tonight here in Saudi Arabia. Good jab again from Benn. Straight against Eubank's nose. Eubank coming across with some shots, and now here comes Benn again, and Eubank's in trouble once more. Can he survive? Can he survive? And he's nicked him across the chest. This could be the end here. Can Eubank get up from this? Hit him right on the chest. And Eubank now down 3 times. And he's trailing by at least 3 rounds on point. And Benn knows he's got him with the guns now. It's Benn's to lose. Eubank cannot afford to mess about here. He's been knocked down 3 times in different rounds. Remember, the 3 knockdown rule only comes into effect if the same boxer goes down 3 times in a round. As the bell sounds for the end of the 5th. Well, Eubanks will feel relieved, but well, Nigel Benn knows full well that he's on top in this fight. He knows full well he's well on top in this fight, and it's his to lose. Let's just listen to the corners. Ronnie Davis for Chris Eubank. Jimmy Tibbs for Nigel Benn. So the countdown to the start of round 6. Round 6 then. And Eubank really needs to start to get his A game going. We're halfway through the fight. Nigel Benn is miles ahead in my opinion on points. Remember, he's had 3 knockdowns, and Benn he's been shook to his boots there. Can Eubank finish it? And Benn survives the onslaught, but a more positive start there from Chris Eubank. Oh, good right hooks from Benn. 2 of them in 1 throw. Benn starting to regain his authority a little bit there, but there's a good little uppercut there from Eubank. Eubank missed with an attempt at another uppercut. This has been a fantastic fight. A fight for the ages, there's no doubt about it. And is Benn about to get his revenge? Is Eubank for once against this opposition about to receive his comeuppance? Benn has certainly done more than enough at this stage of the fight to constitute winning this fight on points at this stage. But in boxing, you cannot take anything for granted as we come to the end of the 6th round. Benn is finishing the round strongly, so too is Eubank. They trade punches with each other. This has been a thrilling 6th round, and they've both been willing to trade. What a battle! It's lived up to all the hype, and both fighters have not disappointed one jot. It's been thrilling. As we come down to the end of the 6th. Welcome back to Saudi Arabia for round 7. Remember, 12 mounds for the WBA and WBO Super Middleweight Championships. And it's Nigel Benn who's leading by an absolute mile here against Chris Eubank, who really, for a couple of moments the last round, started to get himself into it a bit more. But this is still Nigel Benn's to lose, and Benn is going for the finish. Eubank in the yellow trunks, Benn in the black trunks, and the Dark Destroyer living up to his name. And may well take Chris Eubank's tag as well with it, because simply the best is being outfought, and Eubank is unsteady again on his feet. Can Benn finish him off? Eubank is in a neutral, is in his corner, and Eubank trying to run away, but Benn knows he's there, and if he tags him, that's it. And that's a good point, and that's it, surely! Surely Eubank can't come back from this! Surely Richard Steele's going to count him out. Chris Eubank is going to get his long overdue comeuppance. Nigel Benn has stopped Chris Eubank in the 7th round, and he was a clear and easy winner of the fight. Nigel Benn finally gets the better of Chris Eubank, and he will love this and milk it for all it's worth here in Saudi Arabia tonight. And he becomes the champion. That is no doubt. He was winning by a mile on points. I don't think Eubank won a single round if he did. I think he won the last round, but that's all he won. And Nigel Benn is the new WBA and WBO Super Middleweight Champion. He finally gets his revenge. And who can blame him? What a result. And what a finish to the fight it really was. Nigel Benn, the champion, within 6 and a bit rounds. Nigel Benn is the new Super Middleweight Champion. Thank you, Johnny Guthridge. Well, there we go. What a fantastic fight. Nigel Benn, he's waited 30 odd years for the opportunity. He gets a third chance against Chris Eubank. And this time, Nigel Benn gets his long and overdue revenge. For that, there can be no doubts. A fantastic, clear winner of the fight. And he was absolutely superb in every single department you could ever wish to imagine. He was superb here in Saudi Arabia tonight. And the Saudi Arabians have really took to him. But Eubank only won 1 round with the judges. That was the 6th round. And that was because he had Nigel Benn on toast a little bit there. But Benn won the other 5, and he was leading by about 5 points on all judges' scorecards. 59-53 at the time of the knockout. And when Chris Eubank looks back in the cold light of day, he will realise that I think the best fighter won on this particular night. So they've both got a win each and a draw. And I just wonder, will we see Eubank then fall? Well, that's up to the promoters and the powers that be to decide all that. And whether the two fighters would want to get it on for a 4th time, well, for that, we're not quite sure, but it was a terrific fight while it lasted, 6 and a bit rounds. And Nigel Benn there's no doubt about it, he was robbed in the 2nd fight at Old Trafford many years ago. There was no such robbery here tonight, and he was very, very comfortable. He came out, and his mantra is, Nigel Benn, he gives value for money. That's what he's done all of his career. He's always given the public value for money, and that's all he wanted to do tonight, and he did that. Eubank, the first 5 rounds, just offered very little. took the 6th round because he had Nigel Benn shook, but there was no way in the world that Eubank was going to win that fight tonight. But there you are. I mean, look at the statistics there. I mean, look at that. Benn, 48 head shots, 52 body shots. He's just something very special. Eubank was just poor. And he'll know it. And if they do get it on again, I'm sure Christopher Livingston Eubank will want to try and put on a much better display than the one he put up here tonight. As I said, he only won 1 round out of 6, Eubank. Benn won the other 5. So, Nigel Benn, the champion. And finally, Chris Eubank is defeated by Nigel Benn. It's been heating at Nigel Benn for nearly 3 decades. Tonight, live on JB Sports, you'll see him get that particular monkey off his back. Right, because we've had a bit of an early finish here, we're not going to end the coverage because we're going to bring you a full 4-round fight, female fight after the break between Katie Taylor, involving Katie Taylor. So stick around and we'll see you after the break.
So there's no better way of serving your queen and country than to choose a career in MI7. Are there any questions? Yes.
What's the financial package?
Financial package?
You do get issued with a Barclaycard, sir.
Oh, yeah, with Barclaycard, can't you get medical help abroad?
And legal advice.
And some sort of purchase insurance? Yes, both at home and abroad.
These people will have to survive in locations rather more dangerous than a record shop.
Can I ask about Eastern Europe?
Ah, yes.
Do they take Barclaycard? Well, most countries actually take...
I remember when all an agent had was his charm, his cunning, and if he was lucky...
A biro?
No ordinary biro. 2 clicks of a cap, and it will render any assailant immobile. Very dangerous in the wrong hands. Take over for a boff, would you, moment?
Well, Barclaycard is widely accepted. In fact, you can use it in over 200 countries around the world.
It cannot easily be explained. It cannot be seen or heard. It cannot be touched, and yet it can mobilize the elements. It can harness nature and transform darkness at the speed of light. It is the most prolific form of energy known to man, the most efficient and versatile power we can command as our servant. It is electricity, energy for life.
When we're together, we all agree we're fans of shredded wheat, eh? Because it's got that taste you only get from 100% whole wheat with nothing added. In fact, my pad says hot milk brings out the wheaty taste. See, my lad Pete heading straight in while it's good and crunchy. He's a chip off the old block, that one. This young lady likes her shredded wheat because it's wholesome, just like her. And how do you like yours, young man? No added sugar or salt, just 100% whole wheat taste. Shredded wheat and bite size too. There is no better cereal.
I have a secret, but I'm a little shy, and I can't just tell anyone, so you'll only hear it if you're telepathic. Thank you for listening.
Hello?
Anthony? Oh, congratulations on your exam results.
Grandma, I failed.
You failed? What do you mean you failed?
I mean I failed. Maths, English, physics, geography, German, woodwork, art. I failed.
You didn't pass anything?
Pottery.
Pottery? Very useful. Anthony, people will always need plates. Anything else?
And sociology.
An ology? He gets an ology and he says he's failed. You get an ology, you're a scientist.
Whether it's well done or hard luck, a phone call says a lot.
The most brilliant boys, the teachers who are wrong, you know, they can't mark. A lot of them can't see.
British Telecom. It's you we answer to.
Welcome back to the Big Fight Live. Well, Chris Eubank and Nigel Benn have just finished. So what we're going to do to fill the remaining part of the hour, we're going to bring you a 4-round female clash between Katie Taylor, who's from Ireland, and Natasha Jonas, who comes from Liverpool. It was a fantastic fight, as you'll see in just a second. And to talk you through the 4 rounds, because we're going to bring you the whole 4 rounds now. This was from earlier on tonight. Let's hand over to your commentator once again, Johnny Guttridge. Well, the atmosphere is superb. This is Katie Taylor.
I want you to protect yourself at all times.
And Natasha Jonas, the scouser. There's Miller on the back of her trunks. Of course, it's just 4 2-minute rounds, this one particular contest. So Katie Taylor and Ireland in the red corner, Natasha Jonas coming out of the blue corner. And what these two have done for female boxing has been nothing short of phenomenal. Katie Taylor, you just make the favourite, but there's not much to choose between these two ladies, I'll tell you what, if you can call them ladies anyway. Taylor going in with some lovely jabs to start with. Should be a good battle, this one. Of course, we'll watch a lot more female boxing on the big fight in the next coming months as well. It's a fight that we've been looking forward to bringing you actually on JB Sports. A good training round this actually between the two of them. A good start. 50 seconds to go of the opening round. Oh, some good training going on between the two of them. But this could be a very evenly matched fight, this one. And it will go to the judges. The referee doesn't score incidentally at the end of the 4 rounds. And there's no free knockdown rule for this one, as there will be for the Eubank Benn fight a little later. Oh, good shot. And Jonas took that very, very well. Countdown to the end of the first. And that's a close one. I think Taylor might have just nicked that as the bell sounds. And they were still fighting after the bell. So the trainers go into their respective corners. I have to say it's a very good fight. It's been a good start. Good training round between the two. Set for the second in about 20 seconds time. Remember, it's 2-minute rounds for each and every one, so I might say finish him off to the trainers. They're not in the ring. So then round 2 then. Remember, 2 minutes each round. A bit shorter for the ladies as opposed to the male. Of course, the safety measures having to come into all this. Good shot there from Taylor. Good left hook. That's right, though, to back that up as well. Jonas has really got to start throwing some punches back at Taylor and start testing her capabilities. So it's a good training round, this. Minute 20 to go in the second. I think I would have just given it Taylor by a point here or there in that first one, I must say. But it's nice to see both boxers trying to trade here. Jonas is trying with a few punches but not connecting properly with them. which will make her job that little bit more difficult. "50 seconds to go of round 2. Good shots there from Taylor. Jonas is actually taking quite a lot of the Taylor punches very, very well, actually, I must say. She's done quite well up until this point. Oh, good jabs. This is very, very good. 23 seconds to go with the second, and Taylor getting in there. Jonas having to fight back. This is a really good battle, I have to say. Good trading round this. I would like to be the judges that are going to have to score this come the end if it does go the 4-4. Countdown to the end of the second. And a well-earned break, I would have thought.
It cannot easily be explained. It cannot be seen or heard. It cannot be touched, and yet it can mobilize the elements. It can harness nature and transform darkness at the speed of light. It is the most prolific form of energy known to man. A most efficient and versatile power we can command as our servant. It is electricity, energy for life.
Hello?
Anthony? Oh, congratulations on your exam results.
Grandma, I failed.
You failed? What do you mean you failed?
I mean I failed. Maths, English, physics, geography, German, woodwork, art. I failed.
You didn't pass anything?
Pottery.
Pottery? Very useful. Anthony, people will always need plates. Anything else?
And sociology.
An ology? He gets an ology and he says he's failed. You get an ology, you're a scientist.
Whether it's well done or hard luck, a phone call says a lot.
The most brilliant boys, the teachers who are wrong, you know, they can't mark. A lot of them can't see.
British Telecom. It's you we answer to.
The new Peugeot 405 takes your breath away.
Make yourself comfortable on the veranda, auntie.
Comfortable?
Cake, auntie?
Didn't think you'd run to that sort of thing out here.
Try this, auntie. There you are.
I hope they're fresh.
I don't know why you put up with her.
Well, you got to have something to keep the flies off your beer.
Australians wouldn't give a Castlemaine 4X for anything else.
So round 3 then. And I think what Taylor needs to do, or Jonas rather needs to do here, is get a good round in and try and impress the judges at ringside there. There's some of the judges you can see there on the camera there. It's just gone past. This is a penultimate round. I'd like to be the guy scoring this. I have to say, a couple of good training rounds that went before it. And it will come down to the judges if it does go the 4-4. Taylor if I wasn't to sit on the fence at this point, I think I'd just give it the Irish girl over the rubber puzzle in at the moment. Oh, that's a good shot, Jonas. Just shook it to her boots there a little bit. Taylor's got a good right hook there. It was a very good right hook. Very good punch indeed. Jonas, actually, even though it shook her a little bit, she took it well. And that could be problems now for Jonas. Taylor's now got her in a neutral corner. Jonas is trying to fight back. And down goes Jonas. Taylor's got her. Now can Jonas make the count? Can the plucky Scouser make the count? Referee Richard Steele, who's got a big fight to do in just over an hour's time with Nigel Benn and Chris Eubanks. Gets her up into that 4 or 5, and she's allowed to box on. There's 20 seconds to go of the penultimate round. Can she survive the storm? Well, that puts Katie Taylor in a very strong position come the end with the judges, because one knockdown, it's almost like a round ahead. Is that extra round ahead of Jonas at this stage? 5 seconds to go of the third. And again, Taylor had a go, and they've been punching again after the bell. There's, well, I want to say carefully nurtured hate here. But Taylor unloaded some big bombs. And now, it's all on this final round. And Jonas has got, I feel, has got to knock Taylor down here. Now, if she does this, she puts herself back in with a shot of winning here. But it's all on this final round. It's 4 rounds, remember. So here we go then. Well, Taylor's got it by 2. According to Barry McWiggins, according to our scorecard here, our big fight scorecard. So it's all on this last round then. Can Jonas battle back and win this fight? A knockout will do it. She must go for the knockout, I feel, Jonas, but Taylor looks in 2 awesome form. Good shot from Taylor. Now then, and Taylor was knocked off her feet there by Jonas. The plucky Scouts is going through in the last round. She may as well have a go. She's got absolutely 0 to lose here. The plucky Scouser, he's having a go. This is fabulous stuff, this. And we can be left in no doubt at all. This has been a fight for the ages, this one. Good shot again. Jonas just retreated somewhat. Good shot again. 30 seconds to go of the final round, and a good shot again. She shook Taylor there. This is a good round for Jonas. Natasha Jonas having a terrific final round. Will it be enough? Does she have to knock Katie Taylor down, I reckon? She's giving it her best shot. 12 seconds. Is there enough time for that knockout? I doubt there's going to be anyway. But what a brave last round from Natasha Jonas. It's going to go to the judges. I wouldn't want to call this one. Let's see who's got this. It's Taylor just on points. But I tell you what, Natasha Jonas gave it her all on that last round, didn't she? She had nothing to lose and maybe a lot to gain. I tell you what, she's gone down fighting tonight, the plucky Scouser. There was only a point in it to come the end, and Jonas did take the round. If it had been 10-8, it would have been a draw. All 3 judges scored it exactly the same. In fact, it was the 10-8 in the third that won it for Taylor. Jonas actually won 2 of the 4 rounds, so if it had been 10-9 in the third, then it would have been a draw. So, even though Taylor wins it, probably wins it by the fact that she knocked Jonas down in the second. But the first 2 rounds, I must admit, I found very too close to call. I would have probably given them to both Taylor. But that's how the judges saw it. It was unanimous, but I'll tell you what, it was far, far too close to call. Far, far too close to call. And, well, them two have done a good job for British, for Irish and British female boxing tonight here in Saudi Arabia. But it's Taylor on all 3 cards, winning 38-37 after 4 fantastic rounds of female boxing. And that means, in my opinion, female boxing is definitely in very rude health indeed. Taylor the winner by unanimous decision. You saw that fight because we saw a very early end, early round 7 it happened. Nigel Benn destroyed Chris Eubank. It was absolutely superb. So, more football coming your way on JB Sports next weekend. We've got Aston Villa against Arsenal. That's tomorrow at 2:55. That's tomorrow at 2:55. And then next weekend, what a big fight live we've got here for you from Las Vegas. We've got Tyson Fury against Riddick Bowe for the WBA World Middleweight title. And then Frank Bruno against Mike Tyson, the 3rd bout in their trilogy for the WBC, IBF and WBO titles, which Frank Bruno owns because he beats Alexander Usyk last year. And Fury is the WBA title holder, so he puts his title on the line against Riddick Bowe. Bruno against Tyson 3. What a fight! What a big fight doubleheader we've got for you from Las Vegas, Nevada next week. Live and exclusive, Saturday 9 o'clock next Saturday. Make a date for that. It's going to be absolutely messy, but it's going to be a great night. Just like we saw here in Saudi Arabia, where Nigel Benn knocked out Chris Eubank and became the super middleweight champion of the world. That's the moment when Chris Eubank knew his comeuppance had finally come. From us all in Saudi Arabia, a very good night to you all. Nigel Benn, the new super middleweight champion of the world. Good night to you all.